Hey! So today we're going to be doing another book review. So I did get this book at the same time that I got the last book, Liar Liar by Lisa Jackson. This book is also by Lisa Jackson. It is called Whispers. It's, you know, as you can see, like it's a little paperback. I really like Lisa Jackson, so I was able to find, you know, 2 books that I haven't read of hers, because I used to read quite a few of her books. I used to get the books at Walmart, I think, and haven't for a long time. But let me read you the back. Let me read you the little synopsis. All right, it says, set in a small town on the Oregon coast, #1 New York Times bestselling author Lisa Jackson's chilling novel explores a family's twisted legacy of lies and murder. Even a man as powerful as Dutch Holland can't keep a scandal buried forever. That's why he's summoned his children. He has summoned his children home to Oregon before announcing his run for governor. 16 years ago, his rival's son, Harley Taggart, I got it really into this book, I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words, drowned in the murky waters at Lake Arrowhead. Dutch needs to know if his 3 daughters played a part before the press begins digging into the tragedy. But instead of helping with damage control, the Holland sisters' return is the catalyst for shocking new revelations. Claire Holland has never breathed a word about what happened that night, while Tessa was the wild child and Miranda smart and studious. Claire was romantic. She'd fallen in love with Harley, even became engaged to him. But complications abounded, including local bad boy Kane Moran. Now Claire learns that an investigative journalist is back in town too, planning to write a book about Harley's death. Soon rumors swirl of betrayal and jealousy. Another body is unearthed, and a sadistic killer prepares to tie up every loose end at last. So this is another murder mystery. I have to say, the sisters, for those of you who are wondering, because it was kind of driving me nuts while I was reading it, Miranda is the oldest, and then there's Claire, the middle child, and then Tessa is the youngest. Miranda grows up and she becomes a detective with the police force. Claire is maybe a school teacher, and Tessa is like the wild sister. So she's got the tattoos, she like rides motorcycles, she wears mini skirts, she has, you know, I don't want to say dead end jobs, but she just has kind of any kind of job, right? She doesn't have a specific one. I started reading this and I was like, you know, this is, I honestly, like, I don't want to say I got bored, but I feel like when you start a novel, sometimes it's just like, oh my gosh, let's like just get to it. And, you know, just because when you start it, you're not always going to like get into it right away. It takes like 1 or 2 chapters for you to fully get into it, or sometimes more. But the more I read about this story, I was like, this is a really good story. There are quite a few characters in this story. It's very well written. The plot twist is absolutely incredible. And I think this one is a little bit more predictable than Liar Liar as far as who the killer is. I mean, clues are still given throughout the whole whole book. But I feel like this one might be a little bit more obvious. At least I guessed pretty early on who the killer was, and I wasn't really wrong. You know, you had a couple, it's kind of like you get clues that point to one person, and then you'll get like 1 or 2 clues that kind of maybe point to somebody else, and you're like, maybe it could have been them. But, yeah, it's a very, very good book. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it, you guys, this one had more sex in it than Liar Liar, I have to say. So if you're looking for a murder mystery that has a couple sex scenes that are very romantic in nature, this is a really good book. So I'm going to rate this one 4 out of 5 too. I would happily read this again. I would happily read more about all of these characters, about all 3 sisters, the Taggarts, the Morans, all of them. It's a very, very good novel. Characters are very well developed. You know, the characters that you meet at the beginning of the story, and they do flashback to like 16 years ago. So like you meet them as adults, and then like in their 30s, and then you flash back to 16 years ago when they were teenagers, and then it flashes back to them as adults. So you can definitely tell the difference between the teenage characters and the adult characters, which I think is nice. You know, sometimes when you're creating fictional characters, it's easy to kind of lump everything into one character and not let that growth take place at like a more natural or expected rate, I feel like. But this book is really, really good. If you like murder mysteries, you will absolutely love this novel. Like I said, it's not as twisty as Liar Liar, but it's still got some good twists in there. I mean, there were still scenes where I was reading it, I'm just like, no. You know, or, you know, you're watching something and you're like, oh, I bet you this is going to happen. And sometimes it does. And then sometimes something completely different happens. So I highly recommend this book. If you like murder mystery with a little bit of sensualness, sexual, I don't know. It's not like overpowering. I feel like some books are just smut, right? They're not. That's the entire reason that they were written, and you know, they might have a plot line, but it's basically like a porno in a novel, like an erotica. That's not what this is. Like this is a murder mystery with a little bit of sex thrown in and a little bit of romance and all of this good stuff. So it's definitely got some good twists. Really, really love that. I'm going to rate it 4 out of 5. Let me know if you've read this book before, what you think, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Let me know if you've read any books by Lisa Jackson, and if you liked them, if you didn't like them. Let me know everything in the comments below. Make sure to go follow me on Instagram. My link is on my website, which is beautifullyfearless.com. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content is going to pop up over here on this channel. I thank you all so much for watching. I love you all very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!